I repeated them 10 times, but with the same emotion, speed, and pronunciation as the native speaker. This helped me fix my accent and sound natural. By the end of the first 15 days, something changed. I stopped translating in my head. I could say basic sentences without thinking. I felt more confident. But this was just the beginning. Because after 15 days, I started the real practice. Part 2. The real practice begins. After 15 days of fixing my biggest mistake, I was finally ready to take the next step. I could say basic sentences without thinking, and I felt more confident. But I knew this was not enough. I did not want to just say short sentences. I wanted to have real conversations. I wanted to understand native speakers without translating in my head. I wanted to speak fluently. So I created a new plan. This plan would change everything. If you follow it, you will improve faster than you ever thought possible. I realized something important. When I tried to speak English, my brain was slow. I knew words, but I could not put them together quickly. I needed a way to make speaking feel natural. I started using a method that I now call the question-answer method. This method is simple but powerful. Here's how it works. 1. I ask myself a simple question in English. 2. I answered it immediately, without thinking too much. 3. I repeated the process with different answers. For example, I started with an easy question. Question. What did you do today? At first, my answer was short. I worked, but I forced myself to say more. I worked on my project. I worked on my project for 3 hours. I worked on my project for 3 hours, then I took a break. I worked on my project for 3 hours, then I took a break and had some coffee. Every time I answered, I added more details. This trained my brain to think in English and speak without hesitation. Another example. Question. What did you eat for breakfast? First answer, I ate eggs. Then, I ate eggs and toast. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry and I love eating a big breakfast. I did this every single day for at least 30 minutes. My speaking speed improved dramatically. My sentences became longer and I stopped translating in my head. One of my biggest problems was pronunciation. Even when I spoke English, I still sounded like a foreigner. Native speakers understood me, but my accent was strong. So I used the echo technique. This is the best way to improve pronunciation without a teacher. Here's how it works. 1. I listened to a native speaker, from movies, YouTube, or podcasts. 2. I paused the audio after each sentence. 3. I repeated the sentence exactly the same way, same speed, same tone, same emotion. For example, I took a short clip from a movie. The character said, I don't know what you're talking about. I paused and repeated, I don't know what you're talking about. At first it felt difficult, but after repeating 10 times, my voice started to sound similar to the native speaker. Another example from a podcast. It was a beautiful day, so I decided to go for a walk. I paused and repeated, it was a beautiful day, so I decided to go for a walk. I did this every day for 30 minutes. After 1 month, my pronunciation improved so much that even native speakers started saying, wow, your English sounds really natural. I knew that vocabulary was important, but I also knew that memorizing word lists does not work. So I needed a better method. I used the story method. Here's how it works. 1. I took 5 new words every day. 2. I created a short story using all 5 words. 3. I read the story out loud 10 times. 4. I use the words in my real conversations. Example, new words, excited, invitation, party, arrive, surprise. My story. I was very excited because I received an invitation to a big party. When I arrived at the party, I got a huge surprise. It was my birthday party. I did this every day. After 3 months, I had learned over 1,000 new words without memorizing anything. One of the biggest problems learners have is that they think in their native language first, then translate into English. This makes speaking slow and unnatural. So I trained my brain to think in English. Here's how. 1. I described everything around me in English. Example. When I walked outside, I said in my mind, "The sky is blue. The weather is hot. I see people walking. That man is wearing a red shirt." 2. I asked myself questions and answered in English. Example. What am I doing right now? I am sitting in a chair, drinking coffee, and writing in my notebook. 3. I wrote my daily journal in English. Every night, I wrote about my day in English. At first, I wrote simple sentences, but after 1 month, my writing became more natural. After a few weeks, I noticed something amazing. I was no longer translating.